Howdy, welcome to my channel here. We're all travelers. Glad you're here. I'm Jay, I'm the host, if you will. And I'm just broadcasting right from an office. It doesn't look like an office, it looks like it's a shed. Well, that's what it is, it's a shed. This is the old office for a dealership that I owned, a car dealership, and this was one of them for it. My place is to hide out, if you will. I'm a progressive, former police officer. I retired. I live in rural North Carolina. I'm over 60 years old. And I'm a serial entrepreneur. That means I've worked for the people, obviously as a retired police officer. I worked in the municipality. But I've been an entrepreneur as a side hustle for my entire life. I own hot dog carts, I owned restaurants, I owned lounges, I owned a smoking business, as in smoking meat and that sort of thing. So I've been in the food business a lot of my life. I owned a dealership, and I've done a few things, and I've had some great success, and I've had some things that I just learned some stuff from. And that's kind of the way I defined myself. I'm, like I said, over 60, and for a long time in my life, I've decided that I want to be successful. And years ago, I was trying to define what success means in the world. And most people define success by the trappings, what they have. Do they have a nice car? Do they have an education? Do they have a spouse? Do they have any money in the bank? Do they have a net worth of any value? And that's what most people define success. Well, I realize that success is a lot of different definitions for a lot of different people, but for me, definition of success is learning. If I'm learning something, then it's a success. Hopefully I make a little money in my businesses. Hopefully I'm helping other people find jobs and helping get what they want in their life. But really my question is, am I learning? And if I learn something, then for me, it's a success. Some people think that's a cop-out. Well, Jay, that's just too easy because you can go have a, quote, failure by going broke or whatever. But if you learn something, then in your mind, you didn't have a failure. Well, I think those are setbacks, and I agree with you, there are setbacks. But if you let yourself be defined by your setbacks, then it's going to be a tough life for you because we always have setbacks. Nothing has ever gone exactly the way I thought it was going to go. I thought it was going to go A, B, and C, and it actually turned to A, B, D, or it go to F, M, and L, and it didn't go in sequential order that I thought whatever it was should have gone. But that was my expectation, and so the second component of being successful is managing your expectation. Number one is learn something. Number two is manage your expectation. I was dealing with a renter right now. There's a renter in a house, and they have been behind in their rent. And in fact, they haven't paid rent in 9 months. And so I've been real patient with them, but they're gonna move out. They're gonna go. And so I have to go through an eviction process. I'm in the middle of that at this moment. And I don't dislike the people. I don't. Sorry that it's happening. It's a very learning experience for me. I'm not going broke as a result of that. But I had to adjust my expectations, particularly when I'm dealing with the court system and when I'm dealing with the legal system. And that's what I've talked with my attorney. I said, look, this is because I've not done this. I've not had to do this. But I've got to do this now. Help me adjust my expectations so I can know what the time frames are, what I need to think about, and if I get disappointed in my life, it's largely because I have an expectation that isn't met. So what I need to do is adjust expectations and create a little more happiness in my life, and part of that is adjusting expectations. Number one is learning. Number two is adjusting expectation. And number three is allow yourself to be happy wherever you are. And one of my mentors was a guy named Wayne Dyer. Perhaps you've heard of him. Dr. Wayne Dyer was a pop psychologist, and he was an educator, and he did a lot of teaching for a lot of people. Well, I personally knew Dr. Dyer and learned a lot from him. One of the things he taught me, and perhaps you've heard of this or heard him say this, but he said life is perfect the way it is. Now, there's a lot of people who want to argue with that statement. Life isn't perfect. I have a mole or a wart, or my life isn't exactly the way I want it should be, so I can't say it's perfect. And his definition was, perfect is what is. In other words, allow ourselves to accept who we are and where we are, and this radical acceptance, not his words, but radical acceptance for ourselves, for our own self, helps us create happiness, helps us create an ability to have an emotional keel and to be able to find success. It's really hard to be successful and to be happy if you're always in ups and downs. Now, I have my own mental stuff, as most people do. Some people who can admit it, other people can't. But I have my own stuff, and sometimes my moods have not been good. Sometimes my affect has not been good. But part of it is because I don't accept life the way it is right here, and I'm not adjust my expectation, and I'm not learning. Or I think I'm not learning. The truth is, we're always learning if we're paying attention. But of course, your mileage may vary. See you later.